how did you guys do? I mean, you said you got into your DJ stuff. Now with your parents being academics, were you still going to school, secondary school, and university while doing the DJ stuff, or did you? Oh, what?
Oh,
Oh,
and it was a ongoing battle because I just was burning so much for this music, and my dad really wanted me to have some kind of
back up.
academic,
Yeah.
education backup plan. There you go.
Yeah.
I hear myself actually saying it a little bit like I say that to my son now. And he's like, Dad, please. uh, but we made a deal, and I said, okay, I'll do business school. So I did 3 years of business school, barely making it because I was practicing and I was in, championships, and I flew to New Music Seminar, was another very, very famous DJ kind of competition where also rappers were. And that's actually where Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince first gets discovered.
Wow.
And unfortunately, I was up, Jazzy Jeff was there. And yeah, I mean, I was good, but I'm not Jazzy Jeff. He's another
Oh, so
legend.
you were in the same competition with
Yeah,
Jazzy.
yeah, that's battle that you get one time and that's it. You got to show what you got. It's a knockout round.
And I heard from
But one
Jazzy in
minute,
an interview that he really was ready to
he
battle.
Jesse was unbelievable because we didn't know anything about transform scratch. We could do a lot of stuff, but when he did, like, wait, am I going out next? Because if I'm going off after that, I have no secrets. I have no secret weapons to beat that. That's just insane. We could do all the fast scratching, but that transform scratch, and I actually think it's Cash Money maybe did it the first time. But Jazzy Jeff, he went to that competition and we were like, okay, we're going back to Denmark. Then we're done. Not a
Wow.
chance. Yeah, he was insane good to scratching. He was insane good, Jazzy Jeff.
Wow.
So,
How
but
soon?
so I did that and I
Yeah.
finished my business school and as I said, my first try going into the music industry was New York. And we had done a record in Denmark called Break the Limits. And because we were so good friends with Red Alert and became so good friends with MC Light and Audio 2 and their dad, Nat Robinson, he actually put that song, Break the Limits, on his label, which was, they had like a whole album with all their big hits. And he put our song, and it was crazy, because we're from Denmark. So
Yeah.
I had a good moment, but I have to say New York was rough for me because straight from Denmark to New York, it was just, and it was aggressive,
Yeah.
because it was a really hello from the ghettos. Like no one wants to listen to us, no one's paying attention. The police doesn't even come into the ghettos when there's issues in the
Wow.
ghettos. Where are they gonna get? Who are they gonna talk to? And rap in some way started becoming very or more political in some way. Public
Yeah.
Enemy started on the stage and stuff like that too. So it was just intense. And then on top of that, you had the baddest motherfuckers in the world. So you got Premier, Molly Mall, Teddy Riley's coming up. It's just like, wait, like, how are we gonna get through? And that Patti LaBelle session I was talking about, where she sent me out in the kitchen, was in LA. And once I came to LA, like palm trees, sunshine, no one shooting, at least not right here. And more importantly, they had one bad motherfucker. They had Dr. Dre out here.
Okay.
But besides that, I kind of felt we could compete with many of the other ones.
Okay. Okay.
That's why we settled in LA.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I could, I've heard a lot of those who I've interviewed from New York and from the East Coast, and they talk about how rough it is in the East Coast, from Philadelphia to New York. There's no hiding. So those who have grown up there talk about how rough it is, whether it's in the Bronx or things like that. They're just coming out of the crack epidemic. They're dealing with
Beyond.
so much things out there. So the thought that you I can't imagine what your English was like. If you're British, I could
Oh, it
understand
was
Dean. I mean, I don't know the
super,
accent.
super heavy accent back then. And like a little white boy with blonde. I mean, you should see some pictures of me. You'll be like, how did you get shot?
Yeah.
And but I also loved it though, because I must say, as much as I felt it was scary, I also loved it. It was, I had studied all these, record sleeves and
Yeah, yeah.
looking at all the pictures.
The credits
I'm
and
now
everything.
in it. Not only that, my name is on some of these. It was so exciting for me, and I didn't care about money and I just wanted to be part of the hip hop culture. So as much as this was rough, it was also amazing. I mean, had some amazing moments. I was spinning at a club called Club Mars. It was a very famous hip hop club in the Meatpacking district when it was rough, not the fancy one you see now in New York. You don't really see any of that stuff that we saw back then. It was great.
Wow.
42nd Street was crazy back
Wow.
then. Crazy. I was Hell's Kitchen was Hell's Kitchen. That's the best way to
Wow.
describe it. But anyways, I remember a night Q-Tip came straight from the vinyl pressing and came up to me, go, oh my God, first Tribe Called Quest record. You gonna play it? And I go, of course I'm gonna play it. So I
Oh,
played
so you
Definition
know
of
Q-Tip.
Fool. Yeah, because he was part of Red Alert and everything too. So Q-Tip gave me the pressing at Mars, and I played Definition of a Fool for the first time. So I had amazing experiences too, meeting all these people. I met JC before he was JC. He was still JC, but driving around in a Mercedes with stickers in his car promoting himself. So it was incredible. But it was rough. It was
Wow.
rough, and then times maybe two or three because we were little white boys. We really
Yeah.
careful. I mean, we really had to be careful, not overstepping our boundaries. And
Yeah.
we had to be fucking good, like really good to compete, So we had to practice so much, study so much, learn. Also, we got into R&B music. We had to study church gospel music because a lot of the vocals are very inspired by that. We need to
Yeah.
learn all the runs and all the stuff. So, we studied everything and were very
Yeah.
humble, but also competitive. You have
Yeah.
to be hip hop culture. That's kind of part. If someone said to me, I'll be like, well, let's get on the fucking turntables then. Let's see what you got. You had to have a little bit of that hip hop attitude as well, or else you just get rolled over. But I did find coming to LA a lot easier.
So before you get to LA, were you so because I'm what is strange to hear is that if Latifah and Jungle Brothers are going on tour around Europe, you would always assume that they needed their own DJ because if a DJ messes up, it's on them. So why
But
would they
hey,
trust?
I was third in the world. They had the
Okay.
DJ.
But didn't they have their own DJ back? Could they not travel
No, but
out?
because well, I became her DJ. So Latifah, we did shows in America too.
But
That wasn't just in Europe. Yeah, yeah.
oh,
So
did she
Latifah,
have a DJ before they came
he
to
had,
Europe?
he just had, Mark the 45 King, but he wasn't, DJ in that sense. By the way, he passed away recently, so
Oh,
R.I.P. to him. He did the 900 number stuff like that. I assume you know who that
yeah.
is. He's a legend too. And he wasn't really, he was more producer DJ. He couldn't do all the scratching and stuff like that. And
Okay, okay.
you actually had to be really fucking good because you were right.
Uh-huh.
When I took the way we performed with Latifah and Trilogy, it's me extending the beats. And she
Wow.
goes, I want to do a breakdown like when we do funky drama. And she's rapping. If I mess up,
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
shows messed up. So the reason why they picked so good DJs, it was because technical, we were a band
Mm,
and we had to be uber good. So I think in the way what Red Alert saw, if this guy can stay on his head and roaming around and do cutback, whatever, he can definitely hold the beat.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And there was some nights where I had to DJ for Jungle Brothers too, for Sammy B sometimes, if he was sick or something like that. So I had a couple of nights where I was DJing for Jungle Brothers. And yes, I looked like I was the coolest guy in the world. I was pissing in my pants. I mean, fuck, I need to, are you kidding me? That, I better get that over there again. And that needle better not skip because they are rapping right now. Oh, and here's the drop. And I got to get in again. Okay. So it was really intense on us DJs. Now you see the DJ more who maybe do some live scratching, but it's all recorded on Pro
Yeah,
Tools or that tapes, CDs came out. But back then, we were on vinyl records, and sometimes we wouldn't even have an instrumental version. So we would have to make our own instrumental. Some of
wow.
Wrath of My Madness. We didn't have an instrumental of it. That was Latifah. So I had to cut the beat. I had to extend the intro so she could rap. What else she would be rapping on herself?
Like maybe that's why you guys make real good producers, like because that sense of being able to the creativity and the innovation that you've
That, and
had.
then also when you're in a club, like for example, when I was spinning at Mars and I had the hip hop room, and I got 600-700 hardcore b-boys from New York in front of me. Let me tell you, we better know what we're doing. And
Yeah.
that helped me too, reading the floor. And I think that's another thing DJs I think are good at. We've been at clubs where a record doesn't work. And
Mm.
no, you know what? That doesn't work because the bass, the 808 sounds like it's like, I mean, there's no bottom in it, man. How am I gonna play this record? It might be a dope record, but whoever mixed this record, I can't go from pump that bass to this because it sounds so thin. And I'm not gonna mention who that was. But they had records that sounded very thin. So you also learn, oh, that intro really works. People want to hear that one more time. Okay, let me
Mm.
just drop it so it's twice instead of only one time. So I'm reproducing in some way the original record.
Yeah.
So I think that's really where producing came in, was also working and knowing these rooms in front of
Yeah.
you and learn how what you could do to a record to make it work. So when we did ours, start doing our stuff, hopefully people will notice we got beats. We
Mm.
we had hip hop beats, on our song with Monica before we all got our life, when that beat drops in, that was one of our big ones. That's typical us. We would be like, oh, it's a little pretty song, and then
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that kind of
Age of somewhere in between.
us for even loving us.
On which I didn't miss you with.
It came out with Heat of the Moment.
BF got in the business, I'll be sure. But those are like growing up.
Business and she's still making an impact on
4 houses down. I'm not. I have a couple of pieces.
Trying to get this one and that one.
Well, that works for you, but just for me,
No. Okay, okay.
they don't understand what Jodeci Boys to Men and all experience for you, and you can actually and play it.
And all these guys, they all work together.
I mean, I love all different genres.